Hey folks, Fracture Headlines here. I believe my eyes. Do you believe your eyes? Did you see what you saw? I saw what I saw. I saw a lady driving an SUV on a slippery, appeared to be icy, Minneapolis street, trying to turn her vehicle around and get it out of the way. And an impatient paramilitary type decided to take things to the next level and shot her dead. Murdered her, killed her in cold blood. That was a cold-blooded killing. That was a murder on the part of an ICE agent, not directly ordered to do so by Donald Trump. But when you send 2,000 ICE agents to Minneapolis, which makes zero sense because Minneapolis does not border Mexico and Minneapolis does not border Canada. It's not a border town. So it's not really a hotbed of recently arrived illegal immigrants or undocumented workers. It is instead a Democrat-controlled city where a certain level of chaos will be useful to Donald Trump when midterms come around and he's looking for places where he can affect the vote by having the military in the voting places. Sowing the seeds of doubt early. Telling his loyal base that Democrat-controlled cities are out of hand and full of crime. They need to be supervised. They need to be controlled. By who? Oh, National Guard, ICE. You know, ICE has really come into its own. They offer big, as I understand it, $50,000 signing bonuses and a lot of the qualifications to be an ICE officer have been relaxed so that people who are barely qualified or unqualified are in the ranks of ICE agents. And the fact that they go into Democrat-controlled cities wearing masks, concealing their identities to do nefarious things should give all of us plenty of motivation to get to the polls in 2026 and vote for a straight Democratic ticket. The country needs that kind of a reset. It's not even a pick and choose type thing at this point. It's more like the entire apparatus has to be undone. It's going to take years to fix what they've set up. But in 2026, we could get a good start on it by replacing a lot of those guys. Morning. Our standing in the world has gone down. We're no longer regarded as the shining light on the hill. We are now more the wildcat pariah nation led by a madman, a megalomaniac with malignant narcissistic tendencies, driven by greed, fear, lust, avarice, with impure motivations and cynical application of the powers of the presidency into all manner of concerns for citizens. I mean, it's not just people who don't have paperwork, it's not just them who are inconvenienced and who fear the ICE agents. It's also ordinary citizens. I mean, look at this Miss Good, recently shot and killed, murdered by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. American citizen. That lady was not even a target. She wasn't even on their radar. When those ICE guys went to work that morning, killing Rene Good was not an item on the clipboard. That was something dreamed up in the overactive imagination of a man who had no business wearing any kind of uniform or carrying a gun. Evidently, this guy got dragged by a car before. In other words, he failed car-human interaction 101. Now, I'm an old cab driver, and I've been in and out of cars millions and millions of times, and not standing in front of another moving car is basic road sense 101. It's one of the first things you learn when you're a human. You don't stand in front of a car and expect any kind of good result. And that's what this officer did. He purposely created a situation, kind of a drama queen, and as a result of the situation that he created, a young woman died. Now, there have been protests all over the country, and that's a wonderful thing. There should be protests all over the country. But let's hope it leads to more than just a spurt of protests, and that we see some real change. You know, Republicans in Congress, they really hold the key to this whole thing. If they could get their act together and decide to act for the common good, they would meet and decide how best to remove Donald Trump from office. That's the point where they should be right now, discussing the 25th Amendment. You know, getting him out of there. He belongs in a rest home. You know, from all reports, he stinks half the time. He either doesn't know how to wipe his ass, or he's wearing a diaper that's full, or something. He's falling asleep all the time. He's up all night on his phone tweeting, which is pathetic. A grown man tweeting in the middle of the night? That's just downright pathetic. You know? Tell you something. If you're a billionaire and you're not getting a fantastic good night's sleep every night, then I feel sorry for you. You know, I'm not a billionaire. I go to bed about 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, and I sleep great. There's no tweeting in the middle of the night. But I'm a man. I'm not an overgrown child. You know? Trump tweets like a teenager. You know? Wanted to say like a 14-year-old girl. I guess that'd be accurate too. But let's get the guys in. They like to text sometimes too. But you know, these hundreds of tweets, they are ample evidence of madness, of insanity. So what do you do when you have an insane leader? Have we been in this territory before? Not exactly. George W. Bush was not too bright. We all knew that. He was a C student at the university and a cheerleader. So, you know, I think he got a C minus average at the university, and he was a cheerleader. Bush family money, didn't need to work to support himself in school, still only managed to get a C. Well, he was a moron, and he attacked Iraq and Afghanistan, neither of which had anything to do with 9/11. Saudi Arabia was the one that grew those terrorists. 15 out of 19 were from Saudi Arabia, but there's no way the George W. Bush family, deep in cahoots with the Saudis, we're going to look to punish Saudi Arabia for growing those terrorists who knocked down the World Trade Center. There's no way that the Saudi Arabia was going to get punished for that. And so anyhow, just saying, Trump's not our first president not dealing with a full deck, but he seems to be a little more far-ranging, a little more nefarious. Talking about, well, already we've had the invasion into Venezuela, unthinkable. And the idea that we're going to run that country, also unthinkable. Well, every day seems to present some new problem with this administration, and it's a giant effort to distract us from the Epstein files, in which Trump undoubtedly will be proven to be an accomplished pedophile among all his other accomplishments. Anyhow, I got to get off of this thing. That's probably enough for now. You see, we got a beautiful day on the beach here. It's very nice. Catch you later. Fracture Headlines here.